Just as we went live. Hello,
Wow.
and today is Website Wednesday. We have Dr. V, we have John, and we have someone, a guest coming in. And
Eventually.
we're not quite sure if I'm allowed to call her Vicky or Victoria. I don't care either way. So whatever she prefers,
But
can
she
have.
will be victorious after this session.
Yes, you will.
Heck yeah. So instead of, we always have two options for these sessions, either, and we've done both in the past, either John or Dr. V, sometimes Heather's here, they'll pick a search term. We'll go to Google. We'll go way down into the middle of page 10 where no human being ever looks. And in somewhere deep in that pack, we'll find a small business. We've done everything at this point, or so many: car washes, funeral homes, vets, other
Health
healthcare
coaches,
professionals,
life coaches.
life coaches, so many coaches. And so like, I never know ahead of time either the search term or what I'm going to be working on. And then the other option is sometimes people submit and say, here's my website. Can you take a look? And today we have someone who basically submitted ahead of time. They reached out to Dr. V. He's known her for a while. And he said, hey, what about mine? Let's do mine.
She said, how do I get in on that action is what she said.
Yeah. So he's about to tell me the URL. She's going to arrive shortly, but we're going to get started ahead of time. He's going to tell me the URL, and I am going to go there, and then we're going to start. So what's the URL?
So the URL is alignment-studio, ALIGNMENT hyphen.
All right. And while I'm bringing that up and loading the page, alignment-studio.com.
Studio.com, yes.
And why don't you explain to the people why it's your fault that she has a hyphenated domain name?
Because yours truly, years ago, registered Alignment Studio for her. She didn't have a website at the time, and I forgot to renew the URL. Consequently, the Alignment Studio without the hyphen was lost, and we eventually didn't hate each other because of it.
That's good.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's your fault she has this unfortunate hyphen.
It was unfortunate not having auto renew, let me tell you.
Right. Yeah. You should always have auto renew, folks. Always. You can always go in and change it, but it's better to have that. I mean, domains are so cheap. What, $12 a year?
Yeah, now they think they want like probably $3,000 for it or something, which is just
to buy the name that Dr. V lost would cost thousands and thousands of dollars.
It's true.
So this is her website.
Yep.
And first up, she's got a GPDR announcement, or what we in America call, we want to put cookies on your computer. Say accept. There's no option except to accept. Except that there's something else going on here. I can't actually click on this because this is an actual pop-up. It looks like.
No.
And then
I thought you
this
could
one's
click
free
on it.
gift to learn more. So even to get rid of the cookies, I either have to dig in to learn more, or I have to clear this, and then I can clear this.
So you have no option.
Just so we're clear, one pop-up, especially for cookies, it's sort of like the cost of doing business, and everyone understands that there are legal requirements these days. So 2 pop-ups to someone who's never been to your site before, probably not as great.
It does discourage you.
Yes.
All right, so Alignment Studio, and then we have this happy person. We can't tell her face, actually.
Let's see her.
It looks. She is. Looks like she's facing towards us. I don't even know if she's facing towards us or away from it.
She is facing towards us.
Yeah.
The sun is coming over her shoulder and illuminating her features. That's interesting. Okay.
That's a Rorschach test. You have no idea what you're looking at.
Yeah, I thought she was looking away, actually.
Okay. So just really quickly as we scan down, we've got her form, we've got some color, we've got her blog. We're going to check in a second and see if she actually puts anything on her blog. Mm-hmm. We've got another way to subscribe.
By the way, her social is very good.
Apparently is way better than her website, I'm told. I'm not going to get into it.
It is. I'm just telling you. So.
Okay. Okay, so first off, hero image is fine. It's too big. It needs to be, this sort of dead space up above her fist should be cut. And we don't actually need as much of this either. She should cut it sort of like the hip bone. It's too long. But if it can be that big, but there's nothing on it. Like, where's the headline? How do I know I'm in the right place? Mm-hmm. How do I know this is, I'm part of this group or that I belong here? Yeah. It's just a picture. So number one, worst case scenario, we could just reuse this text And again, I'm not able to put anything on the graphics. I'm only able with this
Mm-hmm.
little plugin to change some of the text that's there.
Yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario, she could take this and make it the headline above the hero
Yeah.
image or on the hero image.
I agree.
And then I guess it's Alignment Studio because that's the name of her business.
It is the name of her business. Yeah. Alignment Studio. So she basically, she works with people, to help them in terms of exercise and fitness and posture. She does a lot of unique types of therapies, if you will. And so she calls them patients instead of clients.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then it's pretty straightforward. Apparently, you can buy something on this site because there's a cart, and we've got our hamburger.
Oh, she's notified me she is coming.
Okay.
She had to get rid of she had to take care of the other client.
Her patients are women.
I would say primarily. I think she does work with men, but we can ask her that. The funny thing is,
The
I
very
haven't.
first thing you read on her site, it talks about managing menopause symptoms.
Oh, well, then it is, yeah, okay. But she does have a whole thing on her social about menopause and diet and this and that and everything else. So I think, yeah, most men don't have menopause.
That's true. And then the book now, like it's way too early. I don't even know what I'm doing, so that shouldn't be there.
Got it.
And then she goes into sort of the level 1 messaging, right? This is who I am and what I do. So many of these. Was she a doctor? Is she a coach? Is she like a consultant?
I would say she's more in terms of being a coach. She's
Okay.
not. She's very well trained, and she's
so common for
as
them
a
to start by saying their own journey. Like we
Yeah.
saw this yesterday a bunch of
We did.
times.
Yeah.
Right. And the idea is, and they all have the exact same mini story. The exact same mini story. I went through something that was trying, and therefore I understand what you're going through and can help you. It's the same story literally everybody tells.
Mm-hmm.
So on the one hand, it would it would partially pass the safety test. Like, how do I know this is a safe choice to even bother to learn about you? And on the other hand, it fails the angle test because she just sounds like everyone else so far. Mm-hmm. And remember, there's not much to go on here, right?
Yeah.
All I have is this. I have this.
Yeah.
I've already started to ignore this.
Yeah.
And then she goes right into the about section, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Lifestyle guidance. And then also, this is not. I would change this layout.
Mm-hmm.
If she does 3 things, then unless these 2 are subordinate to this one, this should be in thirds.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like a triptych.
Right. And then I honestly wouldn't do thirds. I wouldn't even do 2. I might do 2. But 1, you want to focus. At least in the very beginning, you want to focus. Okay, so then that's that. Like I said, it's the same mini story everyone uses, so she doesn't stand apart from anyone else there. Extensive experience allows me to guide you. My client success stories reflect my ability to, time after time, oh my God, get rid of these cliches, help clients improve their health and achieve a higher level of life satisfaction.
I don't even know what life satisfaction is, but
yeah, I mean, as opposed to job satisfaction, it's the only thing I can think of right now.
Well, I mean, but I'm thinking in terms of that's not for example, not a term that people would be searching for. Or it's just say you wake up at 3 a.m. and you say, I'm not having life satisfaction.
Yeah, it's like you don't roll out of bed and say, you know what, today's the day. Today I'm getting life satisfaction.
That's my plan, actually.
You're looking in the mirror and it's like, Bucky, today's your day for life satisfaction. You're gonna get it. It's not a thing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah, so that's like a first right answer kind of text. It's not second right answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not benefit of the benefit. And then my education and training completes my course. So she's basically trying to tell a 3-part story, starting with here, and then extensive experience, and then education and training.
She has tons of experience and credentials that she's been putting together, even though she, didn't go to a traditional healthcare university.
Right. Ooh, what's that?
What's what?
High-pitched noise. Do you guys not hear a high-pitched noise?
No.
No.
Not at all.
It's a stroke.
Must be your dog.
It's a stroke. It's not a stroke of genius.
And Cassandra says, hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Cassandra.
Okay, so on with our review before we try making any fixes. Reviews Okay, sure. I guess. And then she talks about the 3 things that you can dig into, right? An initial consult, what I guess is the premium service,
Right. A
and the
one-on-one.
workshop would be the mid-tier. So it's probably free or cheap. It's free, it says there, right? And then low price. So that's her ladder. It's fine, I guess. Then she's got the form. Just out of curiosity, if I go to book now, what do I
Takes you to
get?
a form. Oh no, it takes you to a calendar.
No, it takes to a sales
survey.
page,
Oh, a sales page. Okay,
right?
gotcha.
These are all for sale, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
different, way too many options.
Gotcha. You want to
Also,
do first.
light text on a light background, not a good idea.
Yeah, that's been a real problem for me too. Just going to some people's websites, and as my eyes get older, I need more contrast.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We go there. We go there. All right. If you're, then she's got a form to fill in, but then her preferred method is told to them after the form. So
Oh, I see Victoria's name appearing.
yeah, I don't see her on camera, but it's there.
Oh, maybe not yet. Okay.
And then love our customers. Why are we now talking we when so far it's always been I or her?
Gotcha.
So
Hey,
change that.
hello. Welcome.
Hello. Oh, it's gone again.
Oh no.
Okay,
Well,
so
it's
then
fucking
we
popular.
then there's some more contact information, and then it's the blog. I understand, by the way, that either we'll scroll down in a second and see if she paid someone to make this site, but it's probably a template, or it's a bunch of widgets that are locked in there. You can see from the dates, unless the dates have been changed, she's posting like 3 times, 4 times a month. It's about right.
Yeah.
Once a week is plenty, and then another form. This time to get the newsletter, and then we're done. Oh, and it looks like this is a template from GoDaddy. Okay, so there's lots to work on here, and unfortunately, I'm not able to make those kind of changes. Do we get
Right.
Victoria back?
She's there. Yeah.
Can you hear us? We can't hear you, but you're not moving your mouth, so that's probably a good thing.
She's moving. But,
No,
it's a good.
I was muted.
Yes.
I had something else going on to need to hear.
No problem.
Multitasker.
Okay, so now that we've been through your site very quickly, let's talk about first of all, this is a template from GoDaddy, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, first of all, who
My
made your
website
site?
was not my priority. Me.
Obviously, and that's fine. Everyone has different channels, and if you don't actually book or get a lot of business through your website, there's no reason to focus on that when there's some other place where Facebook or Instagram or wherever where you would get more people. So
Yeah.
totally understandable. But it does need a little work. At a minimum, it needs to align with. Let's see here. What does your Facebook look like? Oh, why is your face cut off? Most of your head's cut off in your banner.
It's sad.
You should fix that, by the way.
Decapitation is not a good look.
Nope.
It was that hair
When you
day.
do the photo, you can. It was a bad hair day.
Okay, and then the Victoria, the audience, at least for the website, is mostly who? Tell me their age. Tell me their gender. Tell me their
women.
socioeconomic.
Okay.
Okay.
All women.
That's 4 billion people.
Pause for women.
Okay.
Okay.
No, men between the ages
Okay.
2 billion.
of 40 and 60 or 70, depending on when they start.
Okay. Okay. So let's just start at the top and go down. Now that we know the audience, and you do talk about the audience, you you want them to identify here. They self-identify or self-terminate right here. Like, I get to this website, I read this line. If I read this line, and then I realize, okay, this is not for me, and I'm out, which is, what you want. That's exactly what you need. What's going on with the picture? Like, what is the picture saying?
I didn't have a better pick for that.
Okay.
Okay.
I would,
Yeah.
because
I didn't have
you
a better
are in a
picture.
sort of It should be a picture of you. Like, this is an authority
be.
type site, right? You're selling you on this site, I imagine. So you'd want and then you'd also want a headline. Like, there's nothing happening in this picture where I could read. There's nothing for me to do. At a minimum, you could take this line here and make it your headline.
Yeah.
But I don't think that should be your headline. Because, again, if we're going to be talking about menopausal women, then it should be something that helps them. So tell me a little bit about who comes to you, what negative present are they in, and what positive future are they trying to get to?
All right, so come to me. The vast majority of them are dealing with medical gaslighting because they feel like absolutely crazy because they're basically a second puberty.
Right.
And are swings, hot flashes, losing their hair, growing hair in weird places, and loss of interest. It's causing problems in their marriage. It's causing problems with their kids, causing problems at work, and all they're basically told is it's a natural, through it and you'll be fine. And
Sure.
That's not what they want to hear.
Okay. And what do you provide them? What's your what solution do they get by giving you money?
Provide them. Well, what I give them is ways they can actually start to take control of one through their environment. Either changing the way you eat, changing the type of exercise you do, get all the hype and the take this pill and you'll be on TV. You can do little short meditations, reframing. The doctorate is health psychology, so we do a lot of psychological work.
Okay. Let me think for a second.
Holy cow! I'd forgotten you got a doctorate. My apologies.
So she's Dr. Victoria.
I do.
Can we call you?
Well,
Can you?
not quite.
You can't label yourself as doctor.
I have to get the dissertation accepted first.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
2 Dr. V's.
It's kind of been the
2 Dr.
priority.
V's. Exactly.
This. Well, you're the. Well.
I'm the double V.
Yeah.
No, double N at the end. Yeah. So
Why not?
Double N.
Double N.
VV.
We'll throw-
V. We could form a practice and be V squared. The OG. Yeah. Gotcha. So I do like the idea of layering a title on the photo, even if it's your own photo later. But I mean, just because I kind of like that, almost creating a meme as an intro.
I do too.
And take charge
These
of
are-
your menopause. Yeah.
This is like, as I tell clients, like, as you do this, don't fall in love or don't fall in hate with anything you see here. We just need to
Exactly.
get the concept out.
Yeah. It's all brainstorming and considerations. Yeah. I think you have an echo, Vicky, somewhere. You have another speaker on or something?
I am the country right now.
Oh, that's what's doing it.
I don't have the best.
Gotcha. It doesn't
See,
sound.
what I struggle with
the
is the take
workshop
charge part.
The workshop I just did, we did naturally manage your menopausal symptoms.
Yeah, I like that better. The reason I don't like
Yeah.
take charge is it's very much
Yeah.
it's too close to aggressive as opposed to just assertive.
It's very
I like that.
masculine in a bad way.
Yeah.
Take charge. Naturally manage your menopause. Yeah, I actually like that.
I do too.
Naturally manage your menopause. Yeah.
Mhm.
You got the M and the M. Mum. Or manage your menopause naturally, although that's
Yeah.
It's
No,
kind of
that's
weird
better.
because you would expect the adverb, or the to be.
No, yeah, but you want it. Or
But you want it at the
the
end for
idea
emphasis,
is
yeah.
you're right. The sentence breaks down into three parts, and the
Uh-huh.
menopause should be in the middle, so that
Gotcha.
the more positive ones, the manage and the naturally, are
Yeah.
bookending it.
That's fascinating. I never would think of that.
There.
Kind of
So
like
yeah,
when you
that's
sell. Yeah,
Yeah.
benefit.
or when you give someone critical feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manage the menopause naturally. Yeah.
Now, this doesn't actually mean anything. Like, it has a meaning, but it doesn't mean anything.
But also the font is so small. I mean, that
Well,
particular
but
line.
first let's
First go
that
with
is
the
true.
text itself. Okay.
I know. I have
So
to go
first
right
of all,
to-
it should at a minimum, oops, it should be above the graphic or on the graphic, by the way, but I can't make that change here.
Yeah.
And then we put that in there. Also, I would, and this is key if you're going to be writing, the rest of the, or taking hints. People love using the gerunds, but I mean, seriously. People like passive voice, and so you find gerunds everywhere, but it's not the same. Embrace health is kind of like, it's too
Squishy.
abstract.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not even. You might think, oh, it's too like generic. It's not even. It's too abstract. It doesn't. There's no image there.
You
And
mean
I
you
need an
can't
image.
hug your health?
So what would we say?
I don't know.
Except, in fact, let's do it right. Let's get rid of it. Now, what should be after we put in manage your menopause naturally? What is the subtitle to that? What's the subhead? What I'm not asking you to write the sentence. I'm asking what is the second part of the concept that you're selling? Or let's put it this way: manage your menopause
I don't want
naturally.
them to
That's today. What does tomorrow look like?
Make a plan, execute a plan. I mean, let's get your own personalized health plan in
Make a
action or something.
plan.
Make a plan and stick to it.
I don't know. Yeah, it needs to be sustainable and doable and acceptable to the whole family.
Oh,
Because a
interesting.
lot of the changes affect the family. They don't just affect the person. You're eating, they're eating it too.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
It is. It really is a more holistic as far as the whole family is concerned.
Get a whole family plan that everybody will buy into. Family approved. Yeah, I like that.
So most of them have kids or are married.
A lot of them have kids and either a spouse or some sort of a significant other that very few of them.
That's interesting. I would expect there would be a few coming.
Yeah, several are older mothers because they started having children later, which is
common nowadays.
Because I was not an older mother.
Huh. I remember my mom's had me when she was like 35, and she popped out 5 kids in 6 years, and so we had some interesting experiences with her menopause as teenagers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was blessed. My kids were adults.
I don't love it, but for now, we'll leave this here.
We'll leave it for now. Yeah, copywriting. We'll have a copywriting session later.
I'd get rid of this. It's too early. I don't
Too early to
know
book now.
anything about you. Why am I trying to book anything? This
Yeah.
would be for someone who comes back a second time, and anyone who comes back a second time will know how to find the form anyway.
Yep.
Okay, so
Mhm.
now here's your issue with this. And this is very common. We talked about it shortly before you came on. It's very common for like coaches and people in that sort of problem domain space. They all have the same narrative. I went through something similar or hard, and so I can help you, and I'll understand like what you're going through. And that's fine,
Mhm.
except that because literally everybody else does it, you can't possibly stand out. And we're only, how much are we in? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're about 10 words in, which means this is when you need to show why you stand out, why you're different, what your angle is. And so here the very first thing we would say here is, I'm trying to how to phrase this for the doctor.
Would you suggest she creates a methodology or something that would make her stand out?
It's
Or
not
no?
that. I mean,
Okay.
we would need that at some point,
Yeah,
right? And,
okay.
and those sort of like 4
I gotta
concepts,
grab
right? The
something right now.
safety
Right
of
back.
it, the impact of it.
That's right.
Okay.
But right
Yeah.
now, we just need her angle. We need something
Yeah.
to tell people like I'm part of the group that she works with or helps,
Right.
but she's different, right? You guys have heard me tell the horse lady story before, I think, right?
Story.
Never heard me tell the horse lady
Sure.
story, the horse
No.
lady example. So
No.
imagine you're gonna, this could be life coaches, this could be literally anything. Let's say it's like a
Got
mental health therapist. So
Okay.
you're going and you're looking, you've never had a therapist before, you're looking around wherever one goes, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, whatever.
Therapists
And
are us.
you're looking at 5 different mental health therapists,
Mhm.
5 therapists, right? And 5, I just picked 5 basically because we can't compare more than 5 things in our head without a table or a spreadsheet. So the next day, your partner, your spouse says, "Hey, so how's it going looking for a therapist?" And you say, "I think it's going pretty good. I've looked at 5, I've looked at a bunch. I've got 5 that I'm sort of interested in. Well, what are they like?" Well, 4 of them seems pretty standard. They seem to have similar education. They all have same education actually, but you just go to their office and you sit in a chair, and they sit in a chair opposite you, and they ask you questions and you talk. And they all seem pretty similar. But there was the horse lady, and she says, "Who's the horse lady?" Well, with the horse lady, you don't go to her office. You go out to this farm, and she says she puts you on this really gentle horse. She gets on another horse. You just take this sort of slow walk through the woods on the horses, and then she asks you questions and you talk. Right? Now, here's the thing between the horse lady and the other 4. It's literally the same product. It's the
Yeah.
same service. It's
Yeah.
therapy. It's Coca-Cola, whether it's in a 2-liter bottle or a mini can. You can mix them together. They're literally the same product, right? The problem is everyone who seems similar gets collapsed into an amalgamation.
Right.
And then there's the horse lady. Now, does that mean that the horse lady gets more business? Who knows? But the horse lady is the only one that's actually remembered.
I'd
2
go to
days
the
later.
horse. I'd go to the horse lady.
Me too.
Just from your
And not
discussion.
everyone's going to want to be on a horse,
True.
right?
They might be
But
afraid of horses.
it's visual and it sticks out, and she has an angle.
Yeah.
So, and now, I mean, 2 years ago, the angle was, it doesn't matter where you live anymore. We'll do it on Zoom and it'll be fantastic for you.
Right.
Stay in your own home kind of thing. That angle is like, that's now almost a default. So it's not an angle anymore. But there needs to be an angle. And usually as we dig through, there's a process I take people through that we don't have time to do here. But there needs to be an angle. Once you have the angle, you have almost everything you need for the entire site.
Mhm.
Right? This site is so, like Dr. Victoria said, right? This was not a priority. It was sort of like put together because there had to be something. She basically she put a flag in the ground. That's all this is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's all, this is going to sound weird, but it's all about you. And
About
I'm not
her
your
or the
audience.
client?
It should be about me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you talk about you, to me, it should seem like you're talking about me.
Right.
and it's just all about you. It's all about you and you and you and you. And then it's whenever it's about me, it's about here's what you should buy from me.
Well, could you frame it in such a
Instead of-
way that it's, my experience in blah, blah, blah enables you to take advantage of this, which
Yeah,
help
that would
you.
be the next level up.
Okay.
Like a little bit of an improvement.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I want her to be remembered the next day.
Right.
If nobody's ever looked at it in isolation, right? Like you
Mhm.
don't look for a therapist, you don't look for a chiropractor, you don't look for a
Right.
strategy coach, you don't look for a babysitter,
Right.
right? You don't look for a dog walker and only ever look at one. You look at least a handful of them. So even within the handful, she has to stand out.
Right.
There has to be like, I make sure that I'm the dog walker, and I make sure I always have, dog friendly organic treats for them that I pick up at a bakery every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Dog bakery every morning. Right? There has to be an angle. It doesn't have to be expensive.
Right.
It doesn't have to be. She doesn't have to be the only person in the world who does it, but she should ideally be the only one of the 5 someone's going to look at who does it.
So this is just a little USP thing. So you're not a commodity, or or something different?
Sort of. The problem with USP is that the problem with coming up with an angle is it has there are things about yourself you cannot say. And the reason you can't, there are 2 reasons why you can't say something about yourself, especially if you are your business. One is that it's not true. Like that's just a recipe for disaster and lawsuits. The second is that you can't say what anyone else can or would say. So let's say that she has 17 certifications,
Right.
but everybody else has the same 17 certifications, then
Right.
she shouldn't emphasize the certifications.
Got it.
Because everyone else is going to say it anyway. She can't say, I had a hard time, or I went through a extra rough version of the journey you're on, and so you should do it. I mean, she can say it, but she can't double down on it. It can't be her angle, because literally everyone says the same thing. We looked at a bunch of, yesterday was Social Tuesday. We looked at a bunch of these yesterday.
Right.
Everyone says the same thing.
Right.
And if everyone says the same thing, then by definition, you're not different if you say it too.
Isn't there a tendency for us to, for a lot of people, I mean, not for us, but I mean, there's a tendency to want to kind of fit into the tribe. So some people approach marketing with, they don't want to stick out. They want to be associated with the
yes,
standard status
there's the old
quo.
saying, right? In marketing, there is no safety in numbers.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to stand apart somehow. Now let's talk about options around an angle. And an angle can be as simple as Dr. Victoria only works with, I mean, she's already sort of got an angle, but she's not unique. There are other, I assume you have competitors, right? Everyone has competitors.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's unique about her is that
does she specialize in a certain part of the country or a certain metro area? Does she specialize in people who are only people who have kids? Right. And again, we're going to run out of time. And so we didn't get much done other than like a headline and a sub, but I will say this. There's everybody in what they do as far as messaging and even in their business, right? And then there are people who move up 1 layer in this 3-layer pyramid, and they've chosen a niche, right? They only work in a certain industry with a certain kind of person in a certain metro area. They're a taxi company, but they only drive red cars, or they only drive Toyota Priuses or fully electric vehicles or whatever, right? They've taken what everyone else does and they said, I'm going to drill down a little bit and go deeper in one thing. So then people in that one, tube will know that I'm the person for that. And then there's an halo niche above that, which is to say, I'm going to do something or talk about what I do in a way so that anyone who reads it will understand that not only is it for these people who need something pretty like better and more premium or tougher or more complex or whatever you want to go, but if I can do that for them, I can certainly help you with your problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And she should probably aim for a halo niche because she's in one of the few industries where you can have transformational messaging, right?
Correct.
Right now, this is all informational. It's all, here's what I am. I'm Dr. Victoria. Here's what I am, who I am, and what I do. And then one level up from that would be inspirational. Like you can be better. Your life can be better than what it is right now. You've sort of wandered into or been moved into a negative present. There is a positive future for you. And then transformation is you can be new. You can be a new person.
Yeah.
And she has an option for that. I mean, they're literally becoming kind of a new person anyway. So why not double down on that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So she's the person who, I mean, see, this is very much, this is sort of inspirational. Like
Yep.
you're in a negative present, but it can be better.
Yeah.
Right.
But it can be transformational, right? You're becoming a new version of you. I can help you become that person.
Oh yeah, I can help you become a new version of you or something
They're
similar.
becoming a new version of themselves anyway,
True.
and they need a guide for
Great.
that.
Yeah.
She could be that person.
I am your trusted guide.
Yes.
Because even on the Facebook page, right? It's still. Also, I'm not sure why it's called Alignment Studio. It sounds chiropractic instead of anything to do with medical.
Why is it alignment?
Ask Dr. V about
I
that.
don't remember the whole thing. I mean, I didn't know if it was law of attraction alignment or if it was just because we were in the chiropractic office and I kept working on her spine and she was aligned. I don't know.
It was yoga.
Oh,
No,
the yoga.
It was yoga. It was all about the alignment.
But it's
It was
changed.
what it started with, and I just it has.
Would you be open? Would you be open
This
to a
is my
name
LLC.
change? But you could do a
I would
DBA
be
under
happy to
that LLC. Oh, well.
Yeah, I would
Well,
have
that-
to.
Oh, now we have lots of options.
Yeah, now we have lots of
Yeah.
options.
Much more.
Lots
This
of
is
options.
good.
I'd be more than happy
Oh,
to
yeah.
rebrand.
Oh, well, there you
Oh,
go.
good.
Yeah, because I mean, it was
I
yoga.
just
Now that I remember, yeah.
It was yoga, and I was still looking around because I was still in the office for
Right.
up until last May.
Wow.
So that's when I decided I'm not doing that anymore. I'm working,
Oh, wow.
I'm guiding women through the menopausal transition so they can
Yeah.
really enter this new phase of life, and I knock everything else out.
Perfect.
That whole phrase that you just said would be great for copy, actually.
Yep.
That's
This
my
is worth
elevator
repeat-
speech.
Yeah, but I mean, put it on replay that your elevator speech should be there.
Yeah, we should make that part of the copy.
But I think rebranding from Alignment Studio, there's a lot of .com URLs we could get and brainstorm, but I'll talk
Right there.
later about that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So
Yeah.
I just kept thinking Alignment Studio, where's the disconnect? So
And are most of your clients in the sort of Nova DC area? Or all over the country?
she's face to
At
face.
the moment, I moved my face-to-face online because
Oh.
I'm no longer in Nova.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You moved
Yeah.
far away.
I've been in Puerto Rico for
I know.
Yeah, I moved
6
far
months in Puerto Rico.
away, and right now I'm in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Are you landing in
And I'll be
Norfolk
down
or
in
someplace like
Virginia
that? Or?
So
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Now I got it.
I
Hopefully they'll
just
have
had a contract.
They'll have
so
good
I will be in
Wi-Fi there.
Virginia Beach
Okay.
area.
Gotcha. A lovely place to visit.
They will.
Yeah, they'll
Puerto
come down.
Rico
There's a
has
lot
good
of
Wi-Fi.
granola people. Puerto Rico has good Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so they say.
Interesting infrastructure. Yeah, so I think that a rebrand is going to be very helpful for all of this, and you can keep all your content. I mean, it would be very interesting to redo this and not be stuck with a hyphenated URL of Alignment Studio, which may not resonate with your audience. So,
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
yeah,
And it's not going to help her show up in Google or
no.
make it easy to find.
Oh, we'll brainstorm. Don't worry. We'll set aside an hour or so. That'll be fun.
Okay, so I don't think we got much done here.
No, I think it's there's some clarification.
There's some building blocks that needed to be put in place first.
and
Yeah.
clarity. Yeah. No, I think it's
I would
very
love to
valuable.
think of a positive future that we could talk about them being in.
Yeah, the positive future where you can move freely, think clearly, and I don't know, do something else.
And there's a lot of great names around menopause.
Something else.
The next you is waiting up ahead, across the horizon, head towards the sunlight. At first, I thought that image, before you came on, I thought the image was the woman facing the sun, and then I realized that no, it was the light shining over her shoulder, illuminating some of the facial features. But you should be that woman. The next you should be the best you ever. Eva, EVAH, if you're from New York or Boston. Eva.
Eva.
The next you. Yeah, you be the best you. That's actually, I like that. Or do you say will? But will is too much of a promise. You're giving a possibility of a brighter future.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I really have a hard time seeing nowadays.
I know, I can't see that.
Struggling with menopause, yeah. It's a weird layout. I think we just need to get you on a different platform. There we go. Thank you so much.
This should be, yeah. I mean, this should be really
major font change. Yeah,
it should be here. It made no difference at all.
Yeah.
But I do like I like the projecting your positive future. I think that's really significant. Imagine your life far better than it is right now.
That didn't do anything. It's still like small and gray. What the heck? But anyway, yeah. Essentially, looking. Do you match this condition?
Mm-hmm.
As in, like, a decision tree. Do you match this?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a positive future.
Got it. I like it.
And then right here, you would have a very short, bulleted almost description of what you provide. So let me see here.
Instead of those long paragraphs, or
right.
Yeah.
So no, I'm thinking about like the 3-parter.
Oh, the 3-parter, yeah.
There. You could call that coaching, actually.
Coaching, yeah. Coaching,
workshops,
and never say and.
What's the monarch thing?
The what?
Oh,
she had 3 options. There was a consultation. Workshop.
Yeah, that's my 12-week program developing.
Okay.
That's the premier program.
Got it. Your high ticket.
Well, we need a rule of 3. So we need something else.
Coaching workshops, and I don't know. Well,
and it has to be like premium and more impressive than coaching or workshops.
Well, so maybe it's changing. Would you define the coaching as group coaching versus one-on-one, or would you? I don't know what you would do to differentiate these things.
How about this? It shouldn't be as big, by the way, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the font thing is different. Sorry.
So this would be even bigger as the main headline.
Right.
This would be your eyebrow, like it's right above. It actually wouldn't necessarily. It would have to be bigger, but not. It could be the same size. This needs to be bigger, and then this would be a little smaller. And so, like struggling with menopause. Then here's the thing, and then here's why you're on this website. Insights on the website. That's the blog, by the way. And then the 2 things that they can pay for. So it should be smaller than this.
And you can have levels of coaching subsumed under that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer them to be in my group, and if they one-on-one, I'm going to charge them through the nose.
Yeah. So there you go. I don't normally advise opening with a question.
Yeah.
But because it's so specific.
Right.
And it's very clearly a yes or no question that they would know about immediately, would not have to think about it, then it's okay to open with a question.
If we're looking for an angle, what kind of an angle can we pull out that's going to be unique and distinguish her from all the other menopause coaches on the East Coast, for example?
Yeah, that's the question. It doesn't have to be, again, she can do and sell the same stuff that everyone else sells.
Yeah.
But her story needs to be a little different. It cannot be, I went through something, it was as bad or more extreme than you, and so I can take you on this journey and help you avoid the missteps. It has to be more than that. And if there legitimately isn't, then a story has to be created at a halo level to like if she does this and talks to these kind of people, then she's the right person for me. Can you tell me? You may have this from Insight. We're way past time, but that's okay. You may know this just from experience and working with your patients. If they don't choose someone or don't choose you, do you know why they don't choose them? Do you know what it is that they're looking for that they don't find, or that something that would turn them off?
I'm like thinking. I'm in a couple of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking what people are saying.
Or if they already did pay, they did join with somebody and then they left. Why they left?
Yeah, I mean, one complaint I heard about another coach, not necessarily a menopause coach, but was that it was just they didn't have any connection to the person.
Right. Very common.
Yeah.
They just felt like they were just there to pay, not to actually be helped. People who feel they want to feel like you're actually listening and not just throwing out attempt at them. So.
That's good.
Mary Kay used to say makeup.
That's right, Mary Kay. I forgot about the Mary Kay.
Mary Kay used to, yes, Mary Kay used to tell everyone, everyone wants to feel important. And that was like her big thing. She would make you.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a room full of people and support when you're going through a big change like menopause, which can last for 15, 20 years sometimes, you want support.
Mm-hmm.
I might change that then. This is not a headline, it's just a concept. We'd actually make it longer, not shorter.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Be seen, be heard, be supported. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's a clear, nurturing phrase.
Pretty much says it all.
Yeah.
John and I can appropriate that for our venture.
Well, that was Monday's show. Like,
yeah,
feel free to steal anything you want, but
steal
it the right way.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I mean, I like it. But I don't. Right? It's pithy. It says everything it needs to say. It's complete, except that I don't think it's
not quite enough.
It's not warm, right? Technically, it is warm. The concepts are warm, but the sentence is not warm.
Right.
Be loved.
You'd almost want to talk about like there are workshops, which means that your customers like meet other people, right?
The community element.
They interact. There's a community kind of thing there, or is there?
Right, and I have a private Facebook group.
Okay.
For them to interact in.
Again, not a headline. Just I can't change the fact that it's so big.
Yeah, no, don't
But
worry about that.
this is closer, right? It's warmer.
Have a community will be seen, heard, and supported. Yeah, I like that, because you really, when you market the community, that does differentiate you from a lot of other professionals,
Right.
because most of them don't have a supportive community. They just take care of people individually, and you're out the door.
Right. So again, I apologize that I can't do much with like making it better or smaller or whatever. But this is the thought, right? So essentially, you want them to self-identify, and anyone who's not can just bounce out of there, because it's literally a waste of your time to talk to them.
Mhm.
Right. And then an aspirational statement, a quick
What I do.
1.25 second to read
Yeah.
explanation of what you're providing.
Mhm.
And then right underneath that, it's nature and what they get from it.
Now,
And then you can even leave this in here too.
There's the private, so the private community, would that be under Insights Coaching Workshops, or are you creating that as a totally separate entity? You're not really connecting it with your 3 bullet points, your 1.25 seconds.
No, it's just something that I offer for people who work with me on Facebook.
Got it. Yeah, the and. Got it. Yeah, well, I kind of like the and in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you put in the and, it's like, this is, here's the 3-layer cake, and here's the icing.
There's the icing on the 3-layer. I like that. They're not going to probably get much icing in the program, or much cake. A little chocolate.
You can make a lifestyle change without actually having to get all the time.
All right.
There you go.
I almost wish I had menopause for that.
Hey. And now we're right up to the line of appropriateness, I'd say.
I
crossed eventually.
Right up
okay, but the one thing that we don't have yet is this is closer.
Yeah.
Because not everyone is going to have the private community. Not everyone is going to focus on being where people can be seen and heard and supported, right? But and that might be your angle, where those 3 things, where you craft a story, and by story I don't mean like once upon a time there was, but you craft a theme around those 3 concepts, and so people understand, your prospects understand right away. Okay, finally, there are real people here. And I would work with real people. You can't have a private community and just have videos.
Right. Are you future pacing that too? Like, you're going to have this, and this if you join me, or it doesn't matter?
She doesn't need it right now.
Not in a story. Okay.
What she gets with what's on the screen right now, other than knowing that you're in the right place, is knowing that the thing that you can't make or do yourself is available if you engage with Dr. Victoria.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. You can't see yourself. You don't hear yourself. You don't support yourself that way. Right. You look to others for that.
Yeah. The only way you create a private community is, gathering the voices in your head.
Right. So. And private, because you don't want everyone in there. And there's always lots of junk and stuff in those, the sort of online forums.
It has to be monitored. Yeah. I think people feel safer in a smaller private community as opposed to these gigantic Facebook groups. That's the other thing. Intimate, a private, little intimate community makes a big difference.
So yeah, but the work on the angle is not done yet, but you need it.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Well, I think this is far longer than most of our sessions, but it's great to have a live guest here so that you don't have to
fewest
guess.
Words in the longest time. But yeah, you do have a copywriting problem, but right now that's not the problem to fix. The problem is the messaging and the theme and the angle.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be decided first, and then you have a copywriting problem.
Yep. And then I was looking, and there's some great names for branding and a shift in this. So
Right.
that's going to be easy to do too.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the time, there's a 12-minute video. If you go to perfectlydescribed.com, there's a link to a YouTube video, a 12-minute YouTube video. Now, it's an explanation of an exercise that I do with folks to like summarize their market position, whether that's as a career or as a small business. And it goes through the questions that I ask and why, and examples of them. I think the mental health therapist example is in that video. It'll be worth a 12-minute look to understand how we arrive at your angle and all of the other components that go into making it. And then you walk away from that and say, okay, now I get it. So that might be worthwhile. And John and Dr. V, what is tomorrow?
Oh, it's Tools Thursday.
Rule Thursday.
It's Tools Day. Last week,
Tools
by the way,
Day. It's Tools Day.
I was on my own, and that was fun. And I did Epidemic Sound and Envato Elements and how to test your website speed.
So are we just talking tools for fools, or are we talking resources?
I think it's fine either way.
Okay.
I think we talking about either.
All right. Because I'm running out of tools.
Oh, there are lots of resources.
Other than this lovely
Epidemic
pair of
Sound is
scissors.
amazing. It's a great service. I
haven't
I
run
don't use it as much as I used to, but I won't give it up because I like it so much.
Okay. Yeah, I was down and out last Thursday. Oof, that was kind of
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Victoria. I hope that was somewhat helpful.
she sent me a private message. She said it was great, but she had to go to her 2:00 client.
No problem.
Yeah. So she's very, and I think I'll brainstorm some stuff with her because we've had a long history of many encounters.
Yeah. And definitely a new name. This doesn't make any sense for what she's going for.
Yeah, it made sense for the yoga studio. And she actually would go to different gyms and places and teach yoga, and she was just a phenomenal teacher.
Oh, by the way, when you're talking to her, looking at the Facebook page, as a verb, one doesn't decipher misinformation.
Whoa.
You can decipher something that's
a puzzle,
encrypted.
Yeah.
You can decipher something that's opaque or unclear.
Yeah.
But you don't decipher it. You would you
could decipher Morse code.
Yeah, but you don't decipher misinformation. For misinformation, you would do something like, separate the truth from the fiction.
Right.
Right.
Got it.
Facts from the lies.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that needs to be fixed. That's just wrong.
The big lie of menopause.
Yeah. All right. And that is it for us for today.
Thank you for spending so much time. I think you went well beyond the Call of Duty. So
above and beyond.
Well beyond.
Oh, and I don't think I know Cassandra. Do you guys know Cassandra?
Cassandra is a gem. We know her very well.
She's one of our groupies.
She is a groupie. Well, we actually have a new group, and she's a member of that group.
Okay, fair enough. Yes. All right, then let's wrap it up. Thanks, everyone. It's this was actually because I had so much time and we weren't doing the whole Google search. It was actually a little easier. Unfortunately, Dr. Victoria's website and sort of messaging was not at the point where, like I've said in the past, I'm almost never the first copywriter anyone hires.
Right.
I am hopefully the last one they hire for a while. But usually other people have gone and put clients through their exercises and help them sort of figure out what they want to say, at least generally. And then it's my job to make it much more sort of visceral and persuasive. Well, but that's not where Dr. Victoria's website was. That's not the stage it was. But the next time, if I ever come across it, it probably will be at that stage. And then, it might be interesting to revisit this in a little while.
I think revisiting would be that's a great idea. And we'll help her exorcise those digital demons.
Oh, I don't know. In case anyone wants to actually use it or keep it, you might want to make a screenshot of this text, because as soon as I close the tab or even refresh the page, it's gone.
Wait, you mean the chats or what?
No, the copy. Oh, let me.
I did make screenshots of the copy.
All right, so you've got that, right?
Yeah, I do have it. I have multiple, and there's my fourth one. So
there you go. All right, that's it for today. Tomorrow is tools and resources. Maybe we need to
Yes.
give it a name, but it's like
Thank you for adding
that's
resources.
to me that's the most fun day of the week.
It is.
No,
But
I
for
think
you
it's
guys,
website,
you like
it's
watching me
website
flip through my
Wednesday.
faces on this one. Yeah, you've told me many times that this is my high stress one.
No,
But
no,
for
no,
you
no, no,
guys,
no, no,
it's
no.
fun.
I only told you 9 times. So,
There you go.
It's not too high.
But yeah, you're very welcome. It was great to meet her. And next Wednesday, either someone else will submit one or we'll just go to Google again. In the
Yeah.
meantime, that's it for today. On behalf
Awesome.
of Dr. V and John,